Now, if you're going to cook meth, you have to do it in an exact order. If you do not, it will explode and you will alert everyone within a 12-mile radius. Hello everyone, Black Fox 282 here, and today we're back with another episode of our Payday 2 Solo Stealth Heist series. And in today's episode, we are going to be doing the bomb Dockyard heist. I'm pretty excited to play this heist. It's one of my favorites, and I think it should make for a pretty good episode. So without further ado, let's jump straight into it. So as far as the pre-planning goes, it's pretty simple. I like to get the boat escape and then the crowbar at the main street. I'm pretty sure there are random spawns for the crowbar around the map, but I've never bothered to look for them or look up where they're at, so it's just a lot easier to get that where I know it's going to be. As far as our loadout, I'm running the M308 rifle just to make things a little bit interesting, and the locomotive 12-gauge shotgun. For our equipment, I'm running the body bag case and trip mines. I don't think I'm going to be using the trip mines. There are a lot of guards that move around in this map, but in my opinion, they're pretty easy to get around with how open some of the areas are. And then as for the body bag cases, honestly, the civilians are going to be more of a problem in this map than anything, and so it's a lot easier that when they are just in the way, I can just kill them, bag them, move them out of the way, no problem.
Guard. Look out, guard. Found it.
I honestly hate this side of the map. Like every time I fail, it's because I'm on this side. There's just so many civilians. I need to get this cocaine off my back. It makes you more visible when you have bags on your back. Be sure to look for these boxes, because you definitely want to get at least one bag of meth later on. I mean, there's no reason not to. It's not like you have to carry a bag over there. Like if you see in the bottom right, you can hold one of each ingredient, so it's kind of a no-brainer to grab it. And if you are going to bring trip mines, just make sure you don't put an explosive on a door or something.
Watch your background. Spare the civilians.
Dude, shooting shotguns with a silencer in this game is so funny. Because it's just like absurdly loud. I just want to come up here and make sure that the key card isn't over here. Alrighty then. Yeah, the civilians are kind of blind.
Found one.
You didn't see anything.
Get down or get killed. Good. Make the cops think twice about coming in here. Headquarters.
So this is really the only pager I take for sure every time. Okay, I think somebody caught a glimpse of that body bag over there. I'm gonna have to go do something about that before it becomes a problem. I don't think anybody walks through that room, but I'd rather not feel uneasy about it. The worst part about this is that body bags give you the most increased detection risk. Alright, this should be a good spot right here. Alright, so we just gotta get the second key card, and then we're gonna have to find the comms for the ship, which should be on this side of the map, since I checked all the computers over there. So I'm pretty sure the amount of crates that you find on these trains directly correlates with how many crates you find around the map. So like if you get a lot of crates on the trains, there's not many crates around the map. And if there's not a lot of crates on the trains, you'll find them everywhere around the map.
Watch out, guard. Guard, careful.
That was almost not great. So now these gates open, which cuts that line across to get to the other side. But luckily, because this side has these trains, you can go all the way out. Just be careful for those guys and run all the way across. So now that we've called the captain, we gotta wait for it to give us the comms for the ship. Which of course are on the other side, because why wouldn't they be? So this guy is just kind of pacing back and forth right here.
Watch out, guard.
And every time I've ever seen this guy up here, he just goes back and forth on that little catwalk up there. So he's never really a threat until you get up to those computers, and even then, he's pretty easy to avoid.
Look out, guard.
And to think I was just bad talking how easy he was to avoid. So the cameras are kind of useless to take out on this map. For one, there's 2 dudes that you have to take out before they get deactivated, so that's 2 pagers you're wasting, and then they're just in not very hard spots to avoid, really. In worst case scenario, you just put a camera loop on them. And these safes, all they're good for is getting the manifest to know which container you have to open on the ship to get the bomb, but that area is so open you really don't need it. You kind of have all the time in the world to take your time and open all the containers. Alright, so I'm going to work on moving all these bags into one spot so they'll be ready to move. So we got quite a few bags, and we're going to add one more when we go to cook the meth. So to get over here, we're going to kill this guy, but we kind of have to be careful about it because as you can see, he goes right next to the water when he walks this way. And if he falls in the water before you can get to his pager will go off and you will fail the heist. So just be aware of that if you are going to kill this guy. And also timing how you're going to kill him is important as well. There tends to be a camera spawn right there, and you don't want him falling in front of the camera or being seen by anyone in this open area.
Whoa. Out, camera. Get yourself together, man. This isn't right. Body bag case right here.
I'm gonna be honest, I didn't know this guy spawns here, but I mean, we've only used 1 pager, so I'm not even really worried about it. But there'll be a couple guards over on these docks over here, but they're really not an issue. This guy's static, and then this guy, he's around the corner over here. He kind of walks in a big circle around that side of the dock, but nobody really ever comes near the boat. So before we grab the bomb, I'm gonna go ahead and move all the bags over here, because that's what's gonna take the most time. So the biggest thing to think about when moving the bags down here, if you're going to move them like this, is just make sure they're not going to get spotted by the cameras. You know, I'm glad we got bags of gold because of how much they're worth, but my goodness, if they're not terrible to move. At least they're not like artifacts or something, which they might have the slowest movement speed in the game. I'm not really sure, but I've always thought that they were like just slightly heavier than gold. So once you start moving the bags on the boat, you really have to worry about this guy, and occasionally that guy, like when he walks that way, but even then he blocks his own vision. Once he walks right there, he just kind of walks in a circle on this little platform here. But we will take care of that guy in a bit. I just like to go ahead and move all the bags onto the boat, because that's the way I'm going to be moving them anyways. Alright, so now that all the bags are here, we can start opening containers. Alright, so here's the meth lab. And there's our bomb. So the bomb is going to come in 4 separate parts. And then before I start loading that up, we're going to go ahead and start cooking. Now, if you're going to cook meth, you have to do it in an exact order. If you do not, it will explode and you will alert everyone within a 12-mile radius. So the correct order is pretty much the exact same way as if you were just following the line from left to right down to the tray where it's going to be produced. So first up is the muriatic acid. And I'm going to go ahead and move all the bags while that's cooking to where we're going to move it before we throw it onto our boat over there. Alright, the next up in the order is caustic soda. And while that's all cooking up, I'm going to start moving bags to the boat. And I'm going to show you how I like to kind of set this area up to safely move bags. I'm going to put the bomb parts on last, just so I don't accidentally run into the escape area. So this guy takes his sweet time getting around this area, and even once he comes this way, he stops right here, and then he walks that way, so you can just move your bags whenever he does that. So you really don't have to kill either of these guys and waste a pager. But this guy, I'm actually not sure what path he's taking right now, which the third and last ingredient is, of course, the hydrogen chloride. But depending on what pathing he takes, he can walk next to this water right here, and you see he's walking that way already. And of course, if he walks close to that water line, you can just push him in with a shotgun. But honestly, with the way he's moving right now, I don't really have a reason to kill him. So with the meth, I'm not sure exactly how many ingredients spawn and like what the maximum amount of bags you can get are, or if it varies. But this is the first heist in the series where I'm actively not going for 100% loot, mainly because... See, I forgot to check for that guard, but mainly because if I wanted to go get more ingredients, they're scattered all over this area, and then I'd have to go down, around, scattered all over that area, and that's just a lot of extra time and risk that I don't really feel like putting in. Alright, that's all the bomb in there. So our total payday ended up being 14,892,500, and of course, that's how much we ended up with spending cash. I've already played Heist today, so I won't get a skin, but maybe we can get like a mask or something. Alright, don't know if I'll ever use that, but okay. So that was the bomb Dockyard. Again, that's one of my more favorite heists in the game, and I always enjoy playing through it. It just has a satisfying progression to the level, and I really like all the ways that it incorporates getting loot. It's not just breaking into something, grabbing some bags, and leaving, like using the crowbar to open crates, or cooking the meth yourself. Which, other than the missions that specifically require you to cook meth, this is the only mission that has that as like a side thing that you can do if you want to. So it's just really a cool heist in general. The link to all the other videos in this series will be down in the description. So I hope you guys enjoyed. Like or leave a comment if you did. And if you're new here, welcome to the channel and stick around for a while. And as always, I will see you guys in the next one.